Episode 6. We have Matt and we have Edward, myself.
So we supposed to air on Tuesday. My man Ed had to go out of town for a little bit.
We'll get to all that in a second, but special episode, late episode, but better late than never. So episode 6, and then we have a special guest, my BFF, my best friend from back home, Sacramento. Duran. We used to live across the street from each other, go to school, everything. His family's been like a second family of mine, XYZ. Welcome to the show, Duran from back home.
Hey,
check your ass. Where the hell you at?
Man?
Where you at?
What's up, man?
There you go.
I'm representing the Navy. You feel me?
Yeah, we was in the Navy, grew up together, everything. I would not have the love for Sacramento that I have. I would not have the love for basketball that I have without Duran. So special shout out to Duran, my BFF forever. What the hell's up, bro?
Yeah. Fun fact, real quick. I took Edward to go get his first pair of basketball shoes.
Damn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, probably.
What shoes was they?
Damn.
Steve Francis.
Okay. Oh, my man. Steve Francis.
Yeah,
ain't heard that name.
Yeah, I wore me some Duran hand-me-downs here and there. Duran used to have all the shoes. He'd be the main one with all the shoes. He get $50 go mow the lawn when everybody get like $10 and $20 of shit. So Duran always had shit.
Yeah. But yeah, go ahead.
No, I was about to say. So speaking of basketball shoes, what type of shoes you think LeBron can afford to wear now that he got this new contract?
He said that he could afford to wear.
Yes.
Oh man, he can get them. What's them? Marty McFly's, them Nikes that look like,
right.
like they're supposed to be like,
right.
That's like $15,000. Man, he don't have to pay for no shoes. He don't have to pay for nothing in his life. That man's a billionaire, and him taking that extension, it makes sense. But
I thought he was going to test free agency, but he's going to get the most money he can get, and it proves to the Lakers that he wants to attempt to win one there.
Yeah, he wants to attempt to win another one with the Lakers, that little bubble championship. He got
bubble
one
championship,
huh?
Bubble championship.
Yeah, the bubble championship.
So why you feel like that championship was fake?
I feel like for one, like the Lakers, they didn't even want to be there. But the Clippers, they crumbled when they didn't want to be there, so they crumbled over it. But the Lakers didn't want to be there at first anyway. And then plus, you can see it's like playing a scrimmage game. There's no fans around, so everybody's playing lights out. You seen Jamal Murray killing it. You seen Mitchell killing it. You seen James killing it. Seen all these people. I mean, it's not like they can't score like that, but it's just different. So now you got LeBron that's used to going to the finals every year. And then you got AD that's coming in and stuff like that. So they ready to go. And LeBron already has the mindset that he's like, I'm already way ahead of these guys. So I'm thinking he's just gonna kill it. He said he gonna have AD come in, and then all he had to do is coast. And then it was just literally like a cakewalk for them, because they ended up playing the Heats and they can't score. So you can have all the defense in the world, but if you can't score consistently, it's not gonna happen.
So how do you I got another question for you. How do you feel like this all ties into the countdown of LeBron getting the opportunity to play with his son?
It definitely makes sense, because the final year is a player option. So
he's supposed to be a free agent 2023.
Yeah,
got a 2-year extension, but what the second year of that extension is a player option. So he can test free agency in 2024.
Yeah, so that gives Bronny,
which is the same year as Bronny coming out.
Yeah, that gives Bronny an opportunity if he's coming up, because he was ranked low and they had all the hype on him, and I was like, I don't know what I don't know what they see right now, but he's progressing.
He's a name, and it could come with LeBron too.
Exactly. So now
you think he's going to Ohio State? Where do you think he's going? You see all the schools that's trying to recruit him, Bronny?
Yeah, I see that. I think he should just go to the Ignite, or what's the G League
Ignite?
G League Ignite.
Ignite. Yeah, it's like their own team, and they showcase like their best players. And they play like they play NBA teams in the preseason, and it's like they're all starts. It's the compilation of their best players.
Yeah, you might as well do that if you're
Yeah,
just
and
gonna go to the league anyway. So I think that the LeBron is setting himself up that he could be like, all right, whoever team drafts Bronny, I can go there, or he just be like, oh, I'll go to Cleveland.
I want to see him go back to Cleveland before it's all said and done.
Everybody wants to see him.
He
ended
has
in
to ride up
Cleveland.
the sunset in Cleveland.
Yeah, he has to. Like
he
it don't
can't
even
let
make
Steph surpass him in rings, bro. He will not.
I don't know about that. He might not have a choice. He might not have a choice.
He cannot let that happen.
He might not have a choice.
Because I know
LeBron
he mad. I know he mad. I know he mad at.
I think
at
LeBron's
Steph,
going to try to break Vince Carter's record of 22 seasons. Vince Carter has a
he
record
could
of
do that.
22 seasons
They
played.
say you got to start guarding Steph Curry when he get out the bed.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, and then they don't, and then with the Warriors, with their young core, with their young guys, getting all that experience when Steph and Clay was out, and all this other stuff, getting all of this experience, and it only made them even more dangerous for these guys to come back. And Clay ain't even all the way Clay yet, and they still won the championship.
What that means?
So like LeBron, he got a lot coming for him. It's gonna be hard.
LeBron, I feel the Lakers could still pull off a blockbuster deal. Yeah, maybe
Shoot,
Kyrie, the Kyrie deal, or the Buddy Hield and Miles Turner deal.
They should have been done that.
But this makes the Lakers more likely to do it because LeBron locked up a little bit longer. They didn't want to do it because we're not going to give the future, and you're not even here anymore. We're not going to give our future for you, and you're not even here. Yeah, that's where the Lakers were coming from.
But what I'm saying is that
now they're willing to give up 2 first-round picks for Kyrie, which they weren't willing to do, or the Buddy Hield Miles Turner trade, which both trades will make the Lakers like a lot better than they are today.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, but you got Memphis coming. Memphis is coming. Warriors is still there. Suns is still kind of there, and you got the Clippers. with John Wall, and then Kawhi coming back. There's just so many people in their way now that the last couple of years, that was their opportunity.
So Deron, I got another question for you, my guy.
Okay.
So LeBron is already an NBA legend.
Yes.
So let's say LeBron wins another ring. At that point, is he a Laker legend above being an NBA legend? Because you look at Laker legends, that's a whole crazy roster. You talking about Irving, you talking about Kobe, Shaq, all of them.
Yeah.
Like if he wins another ring there, where does he fit in amongst the Laker legends?
Lakers always had star power. They've always had to have some type of draw to them. I think personally, like he got to get 3 there. Everybody, like if you not Jerry West, like all these other people who won like 1 or 2 or something like that, that's cool. But they've been there long. LeBron has the Lakers never really fully embraced LeBron as being like their guy,
The fan base loves who they draft. And,
exactly. So
right.
I think that, if he wins another ring, he's just, he got another ring. Like I don't think he's just going to be another superstar that played for the Lakers, but I don't think he's going to be like, he's not getting his jersey retired there. He ain't getting no statue. He ain't getting none of that.
He might get 23, but he ain't getting 6.
Oh yeah, no.
He might get 23.
Even 23, they might not even retire it because he was only there for this is his going on 5th year there.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's not. I don't think that's enough because everything. There's so much. There's so much cachet. So much stuff. There's so much stuff that comes with being a Laker and a Celtic that you have to have championships. There ain't no missing the playoffs. There ain't none of that. And when you do that, it's bad. It's bad for business.
Absolutely. So I got I don't know how much time you got left, but I got one last question for you.
Okay.
So it recently came out a couple days ago, and this is not a Lakers question, well, kind of a Lakers question, but more so a Mavericks question since you're a Mavs fan.
Okay.
The news recently came out a few days ago that the Mavericks almost traded for Kobe in 2007.
Oh yeah.
I
remember that.
What do you think that would have been like?
I just heard that interview. They said it was Cuban was on the interview and got leaked and didn't go through, but it would have been for Jason Terry, Josh Howard, and like first round
To have Dirk and Kobe on the same team.
And
What would have happened?
That was in
So
07? When was it?
So I'm a
Yeah,
huge
what
Kobe fan.
07.
That's my 07. So that's my favorite player of all time. I know MJ is the GOAT, but Kobe's my favorite player. I don't like the Lakers, but I'm a Kobe fan. So as a Mavericks fan, oh man, I'm telling you, to have Kobe and Dirk, you couldn't do literally nothing with that. Dirk was the unicorn before Porzingis. Like Dirk is the one who revolutionized the big man, the shooting, everything. So you put those two, and that assassin mentality, man. They could have at least got two chips, at least
two.
07, and he still wasn't even done yet. The Kobe didn't start slowing down until he tore his Achilles. And what was that? 2012, 2013? I forgot.
Because he retired in 16.
Yeah,
his last like 3.
And even when he slowed down, he still could play.
He put up
exactly.
60 points in his last
So
game.
like he could still play if he didn't have to if he didn't tore his Achilles. But with them two on the Mavericks, oh man, that would have been magical. That would have been epic. And then Dirk would have been submitted even more in NBA history. And then, but Luka, that's the dude. He the next. He already up.
So what do the Kings passed on Luka for Marvin Bagley a third in the 2018
Oh yeah.
Right?
We ain't gonna talk about the Kings.
That's my favorite. That's one of my favorite drafts. Yeah, the 2018 draft.
We don't want to hear nothing about
Kings. Passed him on Trae Young and the Luka. I love it.
Every time I see the draft and I see what the Kings pick, I say, "Oh, there's another one."
So what is it going to take? Because I'm from Baltimore originally.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have a native basketball team. So I will say I rock with the Mavs. So what's it going to take for the Mavs to get over this hump? They're getting closer and closer each year, but what's it going to take for Luka and company to kind of get over that hill?
Christian Wood was a great addition to the team, but I don't know if it's the final piece. What do you think?
Yeah, no, it's not the final piece, not whatsoever. But Dinwiddie showed a lot in the playoffs. They lost Jalen Brunson, but I was like, I'm not gonna pay him. I wouldn't pay him $104 million. I was like, I don't care what you did. And it was very reminiscent of JJ Barea when we won the championship in 2011, how he was just getting in the paint and just doing whatever he wanted to do, especially when they swept the Lakers. So but Luka, him getting early experience against the Clippers and torching them, and then like two of the best wing defenders in the league, and he was still giving it to him. And then so that's all he need. That he need to get a little bit of defense, stop playing on the off season, and actually work out, stay in shape and stuff like that. I've seen him during the off season. He's actually like skinny. They call him Skinny Luka now. And then so, all he need to do that so he can kind of like go through the season without being so tired, because he got to do everything. But with Dinwiddie, if he can stay consistent, Christian Wood is a stretch big. He could do some things. They just need some defense and another shot creator, and they got it. I want Bill. That's who I want.
Who?
I want Bradley Beal.
Oh, okay.
That's no. I mean, he could get traded with the next 2 years. He was going to get that max deal.
I wanted them
the Supermax. What's his contract? Half a quarter billion, 250 million. Yeah,
he's in the wrong business.
Yeah, Washington. Yeah, Washington gave him that.
I'm not
going to
mad
go
at
a year
him,
or two in Washington. He's going to find his way out.
Yeah, they need somebody that could take the load off of Luka, where he doesn't have to do everything. And they in there. I was surprised as hell when they made it to the Western Conference Finals. I was surprised.
It wasn't supposed to be the Suns like that. No one would have bet. Like,
yeah, I didn't expect that either.
Did they sweep them?
They sweep them.
Did they sweep them?
No,
the last game. No. It went 7. It went 7.
Yeah, it went 7.
Sure. And then Chris Paul and Booker fell apart.
Yeah, exactly.
Came all that money, both of them, all that money. Booker still got on the cover of 2K this year.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be their year. They was favorites in Vegas to go to the finals.
Yeah, they definitely was. But the Mavericks, they coming up. Like they just need a couple more pieces, and they in there. Like for real, they gonna get it within the next 2 to 3 years. I see Luka winning an MVP and or a championship.
I would agree with you, sir.
Yeah.
But
all right, guys, I gotta get out of here.
It's all good, man. Hey, Thank you for your time. Man, thank you for stopping by the show, bro. Man.
Oh yeah, man. Most definitely.
Salute to you, man.
Stay up.
Before you go, just let people know, where they can find you, where they can come check you out at.
Yeah, where you at, bro? Where the hell you at?
They can come and check me out on Instagram, Mr. Benjamin. They could check me out on TikTok and Mr. Benjamin as well. Yeah, just hit me up. I do a lot of filming, editing, all that. I do all of that stuff. So everybody contact me. Have a good one.
Peace out, my guy.
See ya.
Hey, bro.
Woo!
Oh, man, that's my BFF, man.
That's your BFF?
I know Duran since I was about 13, 14. Lived across the street.
Y'all go way back.
Everything. Caught the bus all throughout Watt Avenue in the north, Florin Road in the south. You know what I'm saying? Sacramento. A lot of memorable times in Sacramento with that guy for sure.
Absolutely. Shout out to Duran.
So,
NFL news.
Moving on to the NFL.
We got biggest thing right now.
I mean,
can you guess who it is? The guy,
homie.
Deshaun Watson.
The man is taking his money.
The man is taking
him off the field a few more games. The suspension went from 6 games to 11. Fined of $5 million to charity, whoever that's going to. I want to be in the Deshaun Watson shit.
Yeah, $5 million going to Massage Envy.
$5 million
going to Massage Envy.
Damn, bro.
Sorry, that might have been too much. But like, man.
No, so I did some research on the quarterback Jacoby Brissett. So this slipped my mind. He was the starting quarterback for the Colts when Andrew Luck retired. Andrew Luck retired in preseason. He's like, oh shit, I'm about to be the starting quarterback. I'm about to be QB1. They gave him the big money, like you're about to play, in the NFL. Depends on how much you play, will determine your contract and what you got going on. And he started there, but they went probably 2-14 that year.
Yep.
But he's a starting quarterback in the NFL. I mean, so as of right now, he's QB1 for the first 11 games. Then Deshaun Watson be slated back to play his former team, the Houston Texans, instead of coming back week 7 and playing divisional matchup of the Baltimore Ravens.
So he's coming back to play the Texans. So we had this conversation when the first suspension was handed down. But how do you feel like the Browns are gonna fare now? Now that
they're still on we're still on Jimmy G trade watch. So
still on Jimmy G trade watch. We're gonna pull up the schedule right here real quick.
So I mean,
talk about the Jimmy G trade watch.
Again, they might look to improve their roster. They have 11 games without the guy that they paid all the money in the offseason, which, everything off the field, if you look at statistics and what have you the past 5 years, statistically, top 5, top 10 quarterback in Deshaun Watson. That's who the Cleveland Browns got. They knew it was going to come with a price. They were willing to, break the bank for him to get him there. And they knew, everyone predicted some type of suspension was coming. It's official. It's 11 games. Some may love it. Some may hate it. But that's the logistics of it. And they may look to have a better QB1 in the time being with Jimmy Garoppolo.
So, Ed, we're going to look through the schedule, man.
Shout out to Casper. We need Casper on the show.
We needed Casper on this episode.
Low key. About the Browns. We got the Browns schedule on the screen. That's what they're seeing at home.
That's what they're seeing at home.
Wow, look at Matt with all the logistics. With
all
the high tech.
We got stuff. Week 1. We know that Deshaun Watson ain't playing, and we do know that Baker Mayfield's playing that week.
Oh, this is Baker Mayfield Bowl. We already said Baker's winning that game.
Baker comes through, chip on his shoulder, knocks it out the park.
Yeah, correct.
You giving that to him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Baker's winning that game. I promise he is.
Week 2, you got Jets and Browns.
I mean, you tell me
Browns gonna win that. That's winnable. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what's going on with the Jets right now, man.
I couldn't, like I said, last time we talked about, I can't name 5 players off the roster.
I got Browns winning, close game though.
There you go.
Steelers and Browns, whew, it's gonna be a dogfight. Shout out to Nate Passion. You know what I'm saying? Dogfight, man. I'm gonna give that one to the Steelers though. I give week 4 here. Who you give that? Falcons Browns
in Atlanta.
I might give that to the Browns too.
The Browns run game is going to be impressive. You got Chubb and Hunt. Those guys are going to put a big numbers, getting a lot of touches. Both of those guys. I recommend both of those guys.
So we also got Chargers and Browns. Justin Herbert, man.
Oh, Justin Herbert's MVP candidate. And Chargers is a Super Bowl contender for sure.
Patriots and Browns.
Patriots not messing around. That's the Patriots. Bill Belichick, Mac Jones. They're not messing around. Ravens, hands down, Ravens.
Come on, Lamar. Let me say, we can get this money, baby. Get this money, baby. We gonna get this money, baby. Bengals and Browns.
Bengals gonna show up. Bengals gonna top 5 offense in the NFL.
Now this is an interesting game. I've been waiting to see the Dolphins play, man. I think they actually gonna have a good team.
They got
former
San Francisco 49er Raheem Mostert on the
roster.
Tyreek Hill, and they have one of the old running backs from the Cardinals.
And they got that Waddle kid, man. He's fast, bro. I think that the Dolphins
are a sleeper team. One of our sleeper teams.
Dolphins might get a Patriots a run for their money in that division.
Hey, it's a little bit more competitive out there outside on them, but the Bills.
Next week, Bills
a Super Bowl contender. My AFC favorites. Bills win that.
Bucks and Browns.
The Bucks, of course.
And then he finally comes back December 4th.
Yo, he's going to get booed out the building, but hey, that's football.
He is going to get
it's in Houston. Bro. It's in Houston.
Yo, it's in Houston, yo.
Let's go.
He is the crazy. He is.
Matt, let's go.
They gotta change that to
Matt.
Yo, all right. So I'm about
to go to Houston. Man.
We about to stop sharing the screen real quick.
Okay, bet.
So yeah. Right. So oh shit. We're gonna stop for a second. We got a bunch of comments, man. Shout out to Gabriel Babers. Hey guys, love y'all. We love you too.
Yeah.
Justin, what's Justice? I'm tripping. Justice, what's up?
Man, just to save my life. Justice? Just to save my life on Thanksgiving. I'll get to that another time. Just to save my life.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Gabriel, she lead the fire emojis. And shout out to the queen herself, Lardy B. She
Lardy in the line.
Lardy B TV. She don't know nothing about sports, but shout out.
We're here to translate to the common fan,
yes,
the casual fan,
yes.
Inform and educate what me and Matt spent so much time talking about
and apparently Gabriel.
I wore my Lardy shirt last episode. Shout out Lardy B to the franchise.
She must be a Browns fan here. Absolutely,
yeah, the Browns. Okay, bet. Okay,
so. All right.
Exclusive Cleveland Browns coverage over here.
So this is my thing. I don't know if you checked out the preseason game last week. Browns play Jags,
and they had a chant. Oh my god, I love it.
You sick F word. You sick.
And this is in Jacksonville.
It's in Jacksonville.
There's probably 5 or 10 cities that you're gonna get
you gonna
get that explicit
chant.
chant. You're not gonna get that in every city. You're not gonna get that in Dallas.
You're gonna get some funny chants, bro.
You're not gonna get that in Dallas. You're gonna get that in a place like Jacksonville where they've gone through some things as a fan base. No. Shout out to Jacksonville. Shout out to Jacksonville.
This is gonna follow him everywhere he goes at this point.
Correct. No, especially in Houston. Dang, right, correct.
So, but the other outside of the chants, the big story about that game was he didn't look so good on the field.
I mean, you've been off the field a year.
Now, granted, them receivers was dropping balls. But he didn't look so good on the field. And I'm like, I really look at this whole situation as just like, I'm kind of like, I'm low-key worried about him being able to produce here in the future. Like, is this trade actually going to be worth it? Like, is he actually going to produce?
Shout out to the Cleveland Browns. They've had like 20 starting quarterbacks in like the past, like, what is it's they have they're up there top 5 in the past like 20 years, 30 years, like the most starting quarterbacks.
This if
so
If
you need your guy, at least 5-10 years,
So,
whoever he is. And they was hoping Deshaun Watson is that guy because they didn't believe Baker Mayfield was that guy. But Baker Mayfield was that guy because he won their first playoff game in like 20-something years.
So I'm gonna propose this question to you, Ed. In the NFL universe, let's say that this trade does not work out and it's kind of like a flop. What does this mean for the Browns? Just moving into the future. Like, they've tried everything at this point. They've had number 1 overall draft picks. They've made trades. They've had veterans at QB. What does this mean at the quarterback position for them in the event that Deshaun Watson doesn't become what he was previously?
Are we already talking about the Browns moving off from Deshaun Watson?
In the you first just gave him a deal? Nah, you not.
Oh, you're writing that out until
you're not talking about that, but you are talking about like what we paying him all this money for if we still losing.
Correct. No, correct. I think you give the Deshaun Watson experiment 2-3 years to determine if it was worth it or not. You know, they was willing to go through. That's how, I don't know if desperate's the right word. You know what I mean? But that's, you know, they were willing, you know, to get the guy with all the baggage off the field and then to replace the guy that they drafted. And some would argue he was middle of the pack kind of guy. Shout out to Baker Mayfield. But, you know, for whatever reason, they weren't happy with him. Maybe they felt immaturity was an issue. But then again, they said character thing was the issue. But then Watson, you look at Baker Mayfield, he got in some trouble in his college days. But it's apples and oranges. It's apples and oranges. And then, you know, Deshaun Watson. But then you say character's the issue for Baker Mayfield, but you have character issues with Deshaun Watson. Right. So that's smoke and mirrors. That's hooey. That's a hooey. That's for whatever reason, Baker Mayfield, they weren't fond of. They wasn't that guy. And he won him a playoff game. So
against the Steelers at that.
He won him a playoff game. So I don't know. The Browns, it's from the top down. So again, I'm not most privy with the ownership and the front office, but I, you know, that's going to be a highlight of their resume is signing Deshaun Watson.
Shout out to Tiffany in the building.
Shout out to Tiffany.
Leaving some fire emojis. I see you. Yeah. We see you. You know, so
never satisfied zone, Tiffany. Always,
absolutely. She's always there.
Always showing up clutch.
So another thing about this whole Deshaun Watson situation.
We talk about him like majority of the episodes.
Well, I think it's one
he was like the main thing of our first episode.
He was. Yeah. But another thing about this Deshaun Watson, and now, you know, in those early episodes, I spoke in a way where I was like, I feel like the Texans are painting him in a certain light. Now, it's come out recently to where as though
whoever got the most money controls the narrative.
Yes. but it's come out recently that Deshaun Watson has apologized in some sort of way to these women.
I've seen that
publicly. So what does that mean in this situation? Does this mean that Deshaun Watson is that an admission of guilt, or is that just, you know, him just doing this to appease the people?
He's looking to smooth it, you know, calm the storm by any way possible. He pays. I hope he pays a PR team and his agent and his manager and this guy and that guy and his assistant and this guy and that guy to help him, you know, clean up his act, clean up his image.
Shout out to Tiffany again.
My great auntie would tell me, shape up.
Shape up.
Shape up. Yeah, like shape, like all of us. So he's got again, I hate that. I don't root against any man, you know. I want all, you know, but shit.
You don't root against any man. I can't root against him. He's a great player. It's just like, part of me, like, in these situations, you never really gonna know what actually happened. You know what I'm saying? And we shouldn't, because we weren't there. You know what I'm saying? But Jesus Christ, bro. You know, I'm just kind of sad that like this kind of happened to his career, because it's just so promising on the front end. You know what I'm saying? Team collapse and the personal part of his career is collapsed. So like, yo, bro, you gonna have to.
I mean, we moved on. We moved on from a Mike Vick. Mike Vick came back in the NFL. I'm just thinking of loose examples.
Yes,
like there's been
But there's one thing that has to happen, Edward, that Mike Vick did. He played his ass off when he got back on the field. He played at an MVP level. So, like, that's why it was such a big deal when they seen him get back on the field. And it was kind of like, you know what I'm saying? In order for, like, this to pass, Deshaun Watson has to come back on the field, shut everybody up.
Yeah. No, I saw an interview with Pac-Man Jones, and he said when he joined the Cowboys, Jerry Jones, you know what I'm talking about? Jerry Jones pulled over Pac-Man Jones to the side. He's like, you know, because he maybe has some character issues, image issues, off the field stuff, what have you. Shout out Pac-Man Jones.
Shout out Pac-Man.
Yeah. And then, you know, Pac-Man Jones saying this, Jerry Jones told him, he's like, here's two things. He's like, to fix your stuff, whatever. A, play great football. And B, don't always have your ass out, like wherever you're at. And basically we meant like you don't have to be in the hood with 50 people and doing this and everyone knows where you're at and you're with everyone doing everything. You know, it's okay to low key out the way every once in a while, you know, especially you're one with millions of dollars and you're one of, you know, you're a public image, you're a public figure.
Jesus, man.
So play great football and don't always be in the way. Stay out the way sometimes. And that goes out to everybody.
So last thing we're going to say about Browns, Deshaun Watson for now. And Ed, I just want you to give a prediction. 17-game season.
17-game season. We're talking about the Cleveland Browns.
Yes.
They're not a 500. They're not a 500 team, especially without Deshaun Watson for 11 games. Again, I think, again, Myles Garrett, one of the best defensive linemen in the NFL on their roster. He was the number one pick a few years back. And their running game is pretty solid. I think like they're going to be a high running team, dang near 70, 80% of the time. They're going to run the ball. You know, as of right now, they got Jacoby Brissett, you know, journeyman, if you will, respectfully. He's not the guy that they wanted starting. They wanted Deshaun Watson starting.
So give me a record.
Give me a record, and we have 17 games. I will give the Cleveland Browns.
Give them 9-8, 8-9,
7-10.
7-10. All right. I give them. I give them 8-9.
Because they're the worst team. I mean,
they're not the worst team in the league, though.
No, their division. You know, the Ravens are the best. You know, the Ravens and the Bengals are going to be the top teams in there.
Yeah,
Steelers are rebuilding, but it's just a lot of distractions. And ultimately, can you keep the distractions to a minimum and produce on the field? And that goes to the organization as a whole.
Absolutely.
But they wanted the circus and they got it. You know, some teams are willing to go through, again, the circus and all the negativity off the field to get a top player, guy, you know, whatever it may be. And it just shows like any owner, any team is willing, you know, if it came down to it, they'll get, you know, whatever. I don't want to disrespect anyone, but they'll get questionable characters.
All right. So leaving off Deshaun Watson.
All right. Now, God bless Deshaun Watson, I hope.
But heading more towards NFL preseason in general.
Let's get back to it.
Ed, what are some of the our highlights from this? Or what are some of our big storylines from this preseason so far?
Big storyline. I'm gonna speak on the latest one so much. I caught glimpses of the Bears and the Seahawks. That was last night. So that was the first actual.
I'm about to pull that up real quick. Let's check
first actual preseason I've watched. You know, without just highlights or ESPN. I actually was getting something to eat and they had it playing. So
did you watch it? Did you watch full game?
A little bit. That's probably like the first quarter. So there, I'm interested from outside looking in on the Bears and divisional rival with the Seahawks. The Seahawks have a quarterback battle. They have Geno Smith. The past like 4 years in the system, they just traded away Russell Wilson, and they got Locke coming back in that trade from the Broncos. So they're competing for QB1. I predict Geno Smith will win, but it's his job to lose. And if they start losing a bunch of games, which they will, then Locke will have the opportunity to take over at QB1.
Let's check it out real quick.
And then Justin Fields, I pay close extra attention to because he was in the same draft class as the 49ers quarterback Trey Lance and the Patriots quarterback Mac Jones. And the 49ers trade up to third, and they were debating on drafting Mac Jones, Justin Fields, which he's on the Bears, and Trey Lance. I feel we made the right choice. Some believe Mac Jones should have been the 49ers choice, but yeah, he already made the Pro Bowl, so Trey Lance already has to prove. I think there's a rivalry, and I pay attention to Justin Fields.
So I ain't gonna lie though, I just looked at the quarterback room. It's not very promising outside of Justin Fields.
Well, yeah, I mean,
you got Trevor Siemian and Nathan Peterman back.
Well, no, that's his job. That's his job. The Seahawks is more of a competition. Yeah, the Bears. Yeah, they drafted him. Big hype. Some would say he fell in the draft, but he was right there. You know, again, they were debating who was the best quarterback in the draft, and I feel 3 to 5 years we'll have a better idea on who's the best quarterback.
It's also about the team he's with too, though. You know,
the Bears. I mean, the Bears. Yikes! I can't name 5 players off the Bears. They had Mac, but they traded him away. I feel that division belongs to the Packers, and the Vikings are right there knocking on their.
We're gonna take a look at week 1.
Knocking on their door.
So that the Bears game was in was week 2, and I'm about to see. I hope y'all liking how we sharing the screen nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Matt. I would not be doing all that. I don't know how to do all that.
So we're gonna go through some of these games, man. You got Patriots and Giants Super Bowl rematch.
So Giants won that one, 23-21. This is week 1 of the preseason. We got the end of week 2. We have the Ravens beating the Titans.
23. Hold for 1 second. The Ravens have won.
I seen that.
The Ravens have won. I want to say it's 20
in the preseason, like past 4 or 5 years.
How many consecutive?
I saw that. It was like 4 or 5 years. I've seen that.
Preseason. How many consecutive preseason games have the Ravens won in a row? The Ravens have won 21 consecutive preseason games. That's crazy, bro.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. But Titans 10, Ravens 23. We got a bunch of running quarterbacks in there. Good defense. Falcons, Lions, man. Falcons, Lions. 27-23 Falcons.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Browns and Jaguars. They actually won the game, even though we were talking about Deshaun Watson not looking so hot in that game. Cardinals, Bengals. You know what I'm saying? We got Jets, Eagles. Now, when it's regular season, we probably gonna break these games down a little bit harder, but we just gonna run through them.
No, preseason for the casual fans at home is
they like what is
there's still roster cuts.
It's still roster cuts. People playing for their positions.
People playing for position. The starters are locked up. You know, your QB1s, your WR. Everyone that starts, we know who all the stars are. They're determining the second, third, fourth string guys. Playing time, and like I said, this cut's still happening. So
shout out to Nini for dropping in. We see you.
The preseason doesn't count towards the regular season and playoff indication and all that good stuff. But it is a good way to, try out new things. And like I said, that's what it's about.
Panthers at Commanders. Yo, was it you that sent me that the Commanders are selling tickets to their games for $1?
Yeah, I sent you that shit.
Yo, I gotta look that up.
No, they because of they had their training camps and all that, and that was like real slow motion. Barely anyone showed up to that shit.
Yo, what do that mean? Fans can buy preseason tickets for as low as $1.
When the team was still the Redskins, shout out to the Washington team, the Commanders. That just sounds weird saying. But they had Alex Smith towards the end of his career, and Alex Smith is one of my favorite players of all time, and got a lot of Redskin games here in Dallas. So it's good to see my guy. So
why is this though? If you want to attend the Washington Commanders' first preseason game against the Carolina Panthers, you can get it for cheap, really cheap.
Supply and demand. If no one's buying it at regular price and no one's showing up, there's no.
Of course, some have made some bad jokes on social media, while others have said they still feel like $1 is too expensive. Jesus.
Yeah,
$1 for a preseason ticket on a Saturday could be a fun day. $4 and you could bring the whole. If you got 4 people in your family, but $10 could realistically bring you your whole family to the game. That's crazy.
Yeah. So if you're in the Washington D.C. area, go support the Commanders.
Yeah. Before they go somewhere, man.
No, right. If I were to pick like
before
5
they
teams,
ain't there.
If I were to pick like 5 teams, like they could be on the move. Oh yeah.
Before they ain't there,
you got the stadium falling
them.
apart. Bad lack of support from the fan base.
Before they ain't there no more. Y'all better go support that DC.
I mean,
but they have been losing for a long time. So
a big market. So
huge market, but like I said, they've been
on my list.
Nene said $1. They play too much. Yeah, nah. Shit. Cowboys come out with dollar games. You know what I'm saying? Whole egg down. Whole Dallas will be like on top of the stadium, in the stadium. Y'all love that team too much. But yeah, $1, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Whew. Man.
No, I mean, again, that means if you Google YouTube clips of their training camp, like barely anyone's there. And it's one of the just older facilities. Again, the stadium's falling apart,
Yeah, I mean,
owner doesn't care. The owner didn't want to change Redskins like forever. I thought the Washington football team, that was hard. I
don't know if anybody from the NFL watches our show, but if y'all do someday, or the owners, please, as time moves forward and y'all start rebuilding these stadiums on the East Coast, y'all need to make all of the stadiums on the East Coast domes, bro.
Makes sense.
No, you know what I'm saying?
Like it's snowed in.
I love the bank.
I can imagine.
You know, with a FedEx Field, a bunch of those stadiums. You know what I'm saying? Domes. Give me some dome. You know what I'm saying? But dome, please, What else we got?
Cowboys stadium retracts.
Yeah. Shout out to Jerry. But yeah, what else we got, Ed?
We talked about the preseason. We talked about LeBron, of course. How much
we literally got about 16 minutes. We got 16 minutes. But yeah, man. I need some dome stadiums. I can go back home to Baltimore. I could go watch the game in like 2-degree weather. I could go to the game when it's like completely snowed in and still be warm inside.
Speaking of local news,
what's up?
On a more serious tip, the youth football game. Right. We going to talk about that. You want to bring that? You're right.
We could talk about it though.
I mean, it's a topic. It's jump on, jump off.
All right.
We bring you the latest news here at Normal Guys Talk Sports. We're here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and an unfortunate situation happened.
I can bring it up. So, over the weekend, there was in Lancaster, Texas, there was a coach who got killed at a youth football game. And the suspect is the brother of 2-time Super Bowl champion Aqib Talib. His name is Yaqub Talib. Man, bro. That situation I just don't really get, because at the end of the day, like, bro, like it's a youth football game, man. Like there's kids there, there's families there. Like, what are you doing?
It should be the kids' safe haven. You know, kids.
Yes.
A lot of the kids play sports to escape their realities, and you're bringing
guns and violence to the field. And at the end of the day, it's like also like the kids that are there and they seeing this, like, what type of example is that for them? You know what I'm saying? What message does that convey to them that, you know, when you have a problem like that, that's how you go and solve it. And they're literally arguing over something that's related to a child's game. Football is a child's game, man. And I don't ever really think, you know, I know tensions get high with people on the field sometimes, but it should never get taken to that point, because at the end of the day, the game ends and everybody goes home. You know, it should have never gotten to that point. And, you know, no disrespect to him or anything, it's been said that Aqib Talib was
he threw the first punch.
Yeah.
So,
and
I've seen some interviews saying that if anyone could have de-escalated the situation,
it would have been him.
It would have been him, because he is the biggest name, the biggest influence.
Yep.
The NFL, you know, former NFL player, all that at the game. And, you know, he throws a punch, like everybody's
going to jump behind him
one way or the other. And then it went to that, and you look at the brother as he from his perspective, you know, it's a fight that doesn't make sense, but his fight or flight kicked in, and he's defending his brother, you know, and to pull out a gun at a football game, yikes. But
this argument was over calls made by the officiating,
the referees, and these peewees, kids 10, 12 years old.
So somebody lost their life because offside,
and the man,
false start.
The man.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, a coach, a father, a husband.
Yep.
You know, all these things, and it's right here. So we hate to break negative news to you guys from time to time, but it's reality, it's facts, it happened, and it's out here. So we, you know, being in Texas, being in Dallas, you really hear the news that happens.
Like I said,
in our backyard.
I understand sometimes it gets heated, but like, was that worth it? Two people, or one person might be incarcerated for the rest of their life. Another person is, you know, no longer living.
One of the best one of the things I've heard is when emotion is high, you know, this has been said time and time again by certain people, but when emotion is high, logic is low. So sometimes we got to check our emotions and not let our emotions get the best of us, or make permanent decisions based on like temporary, like, you know, moments, and feelings and actions. So, you know, men, we got all men, you know, we got to do better. Being examples, de-escalating the situation, you know.
But
if you're gonna fight, box. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not fuck each other face. Like, let's box. You know, if we go fight, like,
if we're gonna fight, let's keep it to
let's
the hands,
fight.
bro.
Let's let's keep it, you know.
Let's keep it to the
respectful,
hands.
respectful, right? Respectful as men. You know what I'm saying? Not, you know.
Not when somebody's getting the
you
best.
Know, not, you know, I almost sound, not, some people quick to do all this and do that because they got a gun, whatever. But come on, man, like, not everybody can fight.
Yeah, not everybody can fight.
So whatever.
But yeah, hopefully, you know, the families of both parties are, you know, finding some sort of
prayers
prayers
to everybody,
prayers to everybody,
the kids, all that stuff. Like I said, right here in Dallas. Texas is big on their football. You know, again, me and Matt are both not from the state of Texas, but we both lived here for quite some time, and you can see from the outside looking in, respectfully, if you will, how much football has an influence on Texas as a whole. Again, these high school stadiums is huge. Bigger than
some college
stadiums I know back in California. You know, these high school stadiums.
Texas people, y'all blessed. So y'all should cherish. And hopefully, like, this situation is like, you know, it's like a warning to, because football season is just starting. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully this is, you know, something that everybody goes into this year thinking about, like, you know, how to treat each other, You know, things to do and to not to do. You know what I'm saying? Sportsmanship. You know, and yes, like Nene saying here, you got to set the example for the kids, bro.
Yeah, right.
Got to set the example for the kids. Got to. But rest in peace to what's his name? Hickman. What's his name? Mr. Hickman. Michael Hickman. Rest in peace to Michael Hickman. Coach of the Dragons Elite Academy.
In Lancaster, which is the southern region of the Dallas area.
Oh, Lord. They shot him 3 times. But yeah, moving on. We got about 10 minutes, Ed.
10 minutes. So
we got about 10 minutes.
We still talking about football next
we
week.
We could.
Preseason.
I think that was we could talk about next week's preseason. Or we could, you know what I'm saying? We can talk about KD in a minute, you know what I'm saying? We could talk about
Kevin Durant.
We can talk about it's a bunch of stuff we can still talk about.
Kevin Durant.
He been kind of quiet lately though. I told you he's gonna stay in. I told you he's gonna stay in. Oh no, we didn't talk about that, did we? No, we did.
His
him giving him an ultimatum.
He said
where you at with that, bro?
The coach and the GM are me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But if you look at the numbers, there's a lot of games not played, and you can't blame the coach. Can't blame the coach or the GM when everyone's not playing. Where did I see that shit? So he's there for now. He made his wish list. He extended it. His initial wish list was Phoenix and Miami, and he extended that to Philly. And is it still Boston?
Extended it to anywhere but here.
Right, but it's messy. It's messy. I see him staying out. I don't know. Anything can happen, but I feel he does another year in Brooklyn. I don't know. Unless someone gives it all up, it's interesting to see. It's going to be a storyline all year long.
We're still there. I know what it is.
We still here, dog. We still here. We got to close it out. We got to close it out right. We're not going out like this. Not going out like this. That's on it. Shout out to the 3 people watching live right now. We have 52 minutes. We got to shout out our sponsors. All right, here we go.
There we go.
Matt did. What did he do? Change the battery, the light, something. Is the battery?
Shout out our sponsors.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Here we go. Shout out the sponsors. Shout out to Bistro 808. Look
Bistro.
We got some events coming up Monday at Bistro 808. It's in Carrollton somewhere. We got a shout out to Shop Never Satisfied. Shout out to Never Satisfied Studios. Shout out the CEO, Radio Raheem, make it all possible.
And if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed yet, you need to do that because it don't cost you nothing. We on the path to get to 10,000 subscribers on this channel. So I need y'all. If you're watching right now, you haven't subscribed, you need to do that.
Share
now.
Send to everyone you know. And then and our sponsor shout out Everything Is Both the movie, written by Jaquavius Coleman, starring Jason Mitchell and Barton Fitzpatrick, coming to a theater and a screen near you.
That's one of our sponsors.
It is now, damn it.
You know what I'm saying?
It is now.
That's my guy though, Jason. Shout out to him, man.
That's where I was. We was at the movie premiere in LA. I was in the movie for a hot second, but I'm in it.
No, shout out to them. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out, yeah.
Shout out to our sister shows. Shout out to DJ Kev, who usually is on Thursdays, but he couldn't go on yesterday. And also shout out to our other show, Shit IDK, which comes on Thursday evening.
All the shows on the Never Satisfied Network.
Absolutely. And we got a couple people in here.
What are we talking? Who's talking? Comments. Shout out to everyone in the comments.
So yeah, I mean, I think that's all we got from today. So
one last thing. happy belated to Matt. We didn't give him a belated birthday to Matt last episode. We had the girls on here. Matt's birthday is the 10th. We had the girls on the 9th. We forgot to shout them out. So happy birthday, Matt.
I'll give myself a cheer.
Shout out to Lil Donnie. Me and Matt pulled up on Lil Donnie yesterday. Shout out to Lil Donnie. He's about to head out of town. Yeah, right. Shout out to Matt. Yeah. I seen that shit. I said Matt had Matt's name all over it. I seen this. I was like, I couldn't buy this and wear this in front of Matt. I had to buy this for Matt. So, yeah. Shout out to Matt. You know, there is no show without Matt. I just show up and talk stuff. Matt handles all the bells and whistles and ins and outs, and got us on all our platforms. Shout out to Twitch. Shout out to Facebook. Shout out to YouTube. Shout out to TikTok, and covered a lot of ground.
We gonna come back on Tuesday next week.
Yeah, that's another. So yeah, I'll be here. I should be here.
Tuesday next week,
Tuesdays,
1 p.m.
We schedule it Tuesdays. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your support. As of right now, we got about 300 on the first episode, 250 on the last episode. Let's get these episodes to 1,000. You know, ladies and gentlemen.
But yeah, I think that's the show for today.
That is the show. Thank you for watching the Normal Guys Talk Sports. See you guys on Tuesday next week.
Yeah.
Have a great week.